Gougères avec moi ce soir. Welcome back everyone. I know it says crochet, but Gougères, but when you guys speak French, honestly, it sounds like soup to me. So today we are traveling to Lyon, east of France, and we are going to make a specialty that is a savory choux pastry stuffed with ham, cheese, and a bit of parsley. It's not that difficult, but you have to respect the key elements of the recipe. So just follow my lead and we'll be doing just fine. I know cooking is better than singing, but hey, I had to. Two things remain to be done: for us to get cooking and for you to subscribe to my cooking channel. Let's go. Alright, let's do this, shall we? We're gonna start grabbing a large saucepan, and in that saucepan I'm going to place my water, could be cold or hot, doesn't really matter, as well as our salt and our butter. As always, when you do baking and pastry, it's better to use a high quality and high in fat butter. We'll then place that on a heat until it's completely melted. Once melted, I'm going to add my flour, and that's a very key step, what's about to happen. You want to cook that mixture with a wooden spatula or a plastic spatula for at least 3 to 4 minutes, to cook the flour, but also to make sure it's actually dry. And if you have a skin at the bottom of your pan, it's actually no problem at all. Once we're happy with that mixture, we're gonna place it in our mixer. If you don't have one, you can do it by hand as well. And please note, well, not to drop your spatula, but also you need the paddle attachment, not the whisk attachment. I'm gonna let it go, and you're gonna see the steam kind of being released. So we want to mix it until it's completely cooled down. While it's cooling down, we're gonna start working on our garnishes. In this case, we're doing a ham and cheese Gougères. So I'm going to grab some country ham. You could use some prosciutto or any other kind of ham, whatever you would prefer. We're then going to slice it into very small dices. The reason why it would be easier to be incorporated within the Gougères, and every bite will have the same flavor. Once our dough is cooled down, we're gonna add the eggs. Please be sure to add the eggs one by one, as you want to be in control of your dough, and sometimes the extra egg could make your dough too wet. So be in control, make sure it always looks dry, and then eventually it's going to come together and it's not going to be sticking at the bottom of the bowl of the machine. Once you're at that step, this is when we're gonna add the cheese as well as our little parsley that we chopped up earlier, and the ham. Again, every garnishes is really up to you as long as the garnishes are dry. If something's wet, you have to think about that you're gonna add moisture into your dough. So dry ingredients only. We're gonna let it go for a couple of minutes until everything is incorporated. Then we'll stop the mixer. And at this point, I'm going to transfer the dough from our bowl and our paddle into a piping bag. When it comes to transferring into the piping bag, you could add an actual tip into the bottom of your piping bag, whether you want to use the star or whatever you prefer. In this case, we have a pretty stiff mix, so I'm going to leave it loose, right? So we're gonna make sure we push all the mix back. There's no air remaining. We're gonna twist it, and just like a magic trick, we are going to pipe it on top of our baking sheet, which I lined up with my cell pad, but you could also do with some parchment paper. It will work just fine. Once we pipe them all, we're going to do an egg wash, and we are going to kind of like tap it up. You can see there's a bit of a dollop. We want to make sure they're all the same shape, kind of like a round little bowl. So I'm going to do a cross section. So I'm going to put the fork on one side and to another, and I'm going to repeat the action on all of the Gougères. At this point, only one thing remains to be done, is to place them in an oven. My oven is at 425, and I'm going to cook them for 20 minutes. 20 minutes later. All right, look at this. Beautiful golden brown, and look at that. Wow. And here we have it. We executed another pretty great recipe. These are so delicious and so light. They are perfect as a snack, or if you entertain people, for a cocktail party, as a canapé, they are amazing. If you enjoyed this recipe, please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, the recipe will be in the description below. And like always, if you have any other ideas or things you want to see, feel free to comment and let me know. I always respond to your comments. I will see you on the next episode, and if you allow me, I'm going to try this.